Okay, starting off with an easy dinner. We are having breakfast for dinner, and we're not going to talk about, they're not burnt, okay? They're just brown, the pancakes. So they smell really good. They almost smell like sugar cookies, but they're very thick. So I hope they're done all the way through. They look like they're done all the way through. But this is the Hello Kitty mochi pancake mix that I picked up for Rose. And I told her we would have breakfast for dinner one night and I would make them. So I made the entire box. I think it was like, ended up being about 12. So we've got pancakes. We've got microwavable bacon. It was already fully cooked, just heated it up like easy peasy. And then a scrambled eggs. And this is what's for dinner tonight. I'm actually having something a little different, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I'm having because I'm having scrambled eggs, but I'm mixing something into it and I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna like it or not. So I figured I would make it and then let you guys know what I thought. Okay, I'm starting off with 4 eggs. I'm just gonna give them a little whisk in my bowl. All right, here's the ingredient. I've seen lots of people make scrambled eggs with cottage cheese. I love cottage cheese, so we're gonna see how this goes. Oh, a 1/3 cup. That's how much I added in. A 1/3 cup of cottage cheese. To my skillet, I'm basically just making scrambled eggs, y'all, but I figured I would share it with y'all with the cottage cheese. So I've got 1/2 tablespoon of butter. I'm just gonna let that melt. And then I'm going to add my scrambled eggs and cottage cheese. I barely mixed it. You just kind of don't overmix the cottage cheese into the eggs. I just kind of used a fork. Actually, I'm doing it right now because I forgot. But mixing in the cottage cheese with the eggs. And we're just going to cook it and I'll show you. Okay, butter's melted. Adding in my eggs with my cottage cheese. And it does say to let it sit for like 30 to 50 seconds without mixing it or anything. So I'm gonna let it sit for that long and then I'll do, you know, normal scrambled eggs by mixing it and letting it cook and all that. Okay, I added a little salt and pepper, and this is my dinner for tonight. I'll be right back after I eat this to let you know what I thought. Okay, I'm almost done. 4 eggs is a lot. I'm like getting full. I might not eat all of this. I might have a couple more bites and then let Mark try it. But very, very good. Very creamy. I feel like it still tastes like scrambled eggs, but I do get a little bit of the cottage cheese in there. But again, I like cottage cheese. So take that. It almost, when I was cooking it and obviously on my plate, it reminds me of liquid egg whites. So if you guys cook liquid egg whites, it leaves like a little bit of water, wetness, around. So I've got a little bit of that going on in my plate, but yeah, really, really good. I will definitely make scrambled eggs like this from now on whenever I have cottage cheese on hand, because again, it's just an extra way to add protein in, and it still tastes like scrambled eggs. It's just a little bit more, I don't know, elevated. It's elevated scrambled eggs. Okay, starting dinner is something super easy. I'm just trying to use up what we've got in the freezer. We were gonna have tacos tonight, like a taco salad, but my ground beef is still frozen, like rock hard, after spending all like last night and today in the fridge. I should have pulled it out and I did not. So I was like, it's fine. We'll have tacos tomorrow. So I've got some rice going in my Instant Pot because I am using my stove. So Instant Pot to the rescue. I just used the rice button. It cooks for 12 minutes. It takes about 10 minutes to come to pressure. So I've got my rice in there. I'll show you guys when I'm all done. I've got oil heating up in 2 pans because we are a family of 5. So I've got to make quite a bit of, I was about to say pot stickers, dumplings. Technically these are dumplings. I picked these up a while ago. I think I had a total of 3 bags. So now we're down to 2, and this one has been opened. The kids just heat them up in the microwave and add them to ramen and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and cook both of these bags, and that's like it, you guys. I'll pull out soy sauce and some seasonings and just an easy peasy rice and dumpling dinner. Okay, everybody's plate is most likely going to look different, but I'm going to show you guys mine. I've got rice on the bottom, and then I put just a few drops of sesame oil. I love the flavor of this, and it's very strong, so you don't need a lot. Then I added some of this Kinder's all-purpose meat and veggie rub on top of the rice. I put my pot stickers on here. I've got like a mixture, a couple of the small ones and the big ones. And then I topped it all with a little bit of soy sauce. So this is what I'm having for dinner tonight. Dinner is served. Let me show you guys the spread and then I'll go over what I've got in mine because it's kind of a lot. I turned this off, but it's still going. So I need to take this off the heat probably, but we've got a rice-a-roni rice kit here, Spanish rice. So I made that per the box directions. We've just got a can of refried beans back there that I heated up. Then we've got some ground beef. I use the Kinder's, oh, not, this isn't Kinder's, this is Siete, I believe, mild taco seasoning. So we've got that. I have our little Dash quesadilla maker out because I'm sure some of the kids are gonna make a quesadilla with just cheese and ground beef and just have like the rice and beans on the side. I'm opting for a taco salad because I still can't like take bites out of things. I don't get my stitches out for several more days. So I'm not having a taco or quesadilla, I'm having a salad. So I cut up a head of lettuce and then we've got like one little pack of guacamole left. We've got some salsas and some shredded cheese. So what I have in my bowl is some lettuce on the bottom. I've got some rice, refried beans. I put one full packet of guacamole on there and then a ton of ground beef. I am going to add shredded cheese and a little bit of this fresh salsa. I just figured that would be too much for me to like show you guys everything. So I'm gonna top it off with those two items. And this is what we are having for dinner tonight. Okay, dinner tonight, I am going to throw some ingredients in my 9x13 pan. I'm sure it's gonna taste delicious, okay? These are just things that I have on hand that I wanna use up. So I have my oven preheating to 425 degrees. I am starting off, I guess I'll go ahead and spray my pan since I'm gonna put my pasta on the bottom here. I am gonna mix everything up, but just an extra layer of precaution. All right, so I'm adding in 2 of these packages of fresh cheese tortellini. Now these are from Wild Grain, and these packages are 2.5 servings each. So just keep that in mind. If you guys are gonna try to recreate this, just get a bag, family size bag of tortellini or whatever pasta you want. And these are fresh from the freezer. Fresh from the freezer, you know what I mean. I got them from the freezer. So they're still frozen. I have not thawed them or anything because tortellini, even frozen, does not take long to cook at all. It's such a soft pasta. So I'm gonna have this on the bottom. I am gonna zhuzh everything and mix it all up as well. Okay, I've got some broccoli here. Not quite sure how much this is. It's just, actually, I'm not even gonna put this whole amount in there. I feel like that's too much. I don't want it to be too much broccoli because, you know, kids, I do have one child that's gonna pick out all the broccoli. Okay, that's probably fine. I'll save the rest of this for dipping. Or actually, this is like the end of, this is like 2-week-old broccoli. It's starting to turn. I'm gonna have to put the rest of it in a baggie and toss it in the freezer. Okay. We're figuring it out together. Now, trying to open a bag. And this tear is not working, so scissors to the rescue. All right, this is just already cooked, oven roasted diced chicken breast. I love to have this on hand to just add to meals, a little extra protein. So I'm not gonna use this whole bag. There's 7 servings in this entire bag. It's 22 ounces. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Just gonna eyeball it. You guys have any idea what sauce I'm adding to this yet? Do you see where I'm going with these items that I had on hand? I feel like that looks good. Does that look good? Should I add a little more? Nah, that looks good. That's about maybe a little less than half the bag. Okay, if you guessed Alfredo sauce, you are correct. Oh, it doesn't want to focus on the Alfredo. Kind of, sort of, you get it. Bertolli garlic Alfredo is what we were adding on here. And I'm just gonna I may not mix all this together. I may just like leave it layered. Actually, I can't really do that with the pasta, can I? We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Maybe I should have cooked the pasta a little first. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. The chicken is frozen. There's gonna be some, you know, moisture that comes off of that when it's baking. It'll be good. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing I do with pasta sauce. I'm gonna put a little bit of water in here. And give it a good shake. Yeah, that'll help. I put like a good amount in there too. Almost filled the little bottom portion here. Okay. That will help. So a little water to help cook the tortellini and get the rest of the Alfredo sauce out of there. Okay, then I have some shredded Parmesan cheese that typically this lasts forever, but I had like one little piece that looked, I don't know if the last time I used this, I got like parsley in it or something, but I had one little piece in here that looked a little green. So I was like, no, it smells totally fine. But I am like trying to use it up just in case. So I'm going to sprinkle this on top without getting too much, just on my stovetop. Alrighty. And then we are ending with some Italian seasoning. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top. And then everybody, this might not be enough seasoning. We really like seasoned dishes, but that's what salt and pepper are for. So after the fact, we can put a little salt and pepper on our individual plates if we want. So my oven's not ready yet. I'm gonna scoot this back, let it sit here. When my oven is ready, I'm going to put this in for about 20 minutes. Whew, hot. I just stole a little bite out of the corner. Whew. So I could let y'all know what I thought. This is really good. I'm glad it turned out okay because there are a couple extra kiddos over today, so we'll see if they eat it. But we have lots of easy peasy things on hand too for those picky ones, you know, but yay, we utilized some stuff we had on hand, threw this together, and this is what we're having for dinner tonight. I'm super excited to make my bowl and dig in. I love tortellini, and typically we go for like red sauces when we do any kind of pasta. We haven't done an Alfredo in a while, so this is gonna be good. Last dinner I am sharing with you guys is going to be 3 different components. First up, I'm making a little side salad, I guess you could call it, basically caprese. So in my bowl to start off with, I have a package of mozzarella pearls. I added a package of cherub tomatoes. I just halved them. Sometimes I cut them into 4s. This time I just halved them. I'm gonna have like a little bit chunkier salad. And then my oven just beeped at 450. Okay, our protein for tonight, we're gonna get back to the caprese on the other side, but our protein for tonight is cod. And this is beer battered cod fillets, wild caught premium hand cut that I got from Sam's Club a while ago. It's starting to get a little freezer burn. So I've got the whole box on here. We do have an extra kiddo over tonight. So hopefully, it says serving size is 2 pieces. So I'm hoping we don't have a ton of leftovers, but boneless, skinless, beer battered. So I'm gonna get these in the oven for 24 minutes and get the other 2 sides done. Okay, I figured I'd show you guys how I cut my avocado. I mean, super easy peasy, but I'm adding avocado as well. I already did 1/2. This is the second half. I did little slices down, and now I'm just slicing it the other way, because I don't care if it looks pretty. This is all gonna get mixed together. And then I just smoosh it and pour it in there. If you guys have not tried avocado in your caprese yet, you should. It's really good. All right, that is it for now. Oh wait, no, I lied. We're gonna do some salt and pepper. Sorry for the shadows. I don't have, let me see if this light helps. Does that help at all? Maybe a little bit. I don't have under cabinet lighting. So that's just the, like the stove light or the microwave, the one that's under the microwave. Okay, a little pinch of pepper, a bigger pinch of salt. And I'm just going to give it a little mix and stick it in the fridge until it's dinner time. And then I do have a glaze, but I don't put it on this because some of the kiddos don't like the glaze. So everybody kind of just glazes their own. So we've got our, sorry, I'm trying to get you all positioned. Got our cold side done. Now we're gonna do a hot side. I've got my skillet warming up on medium high. I'm adding in half a stick of butter. And I'm just gonna let that melt a little bit, coat the bottom. Okay, I'm adding in 2 heaping tablespoons of minced garlic. Just gonna let that cook with the butter for a little bit. Now I have some slivered almonds, and I don't measure, but I like a lot. So this bag says approximately 2 cups, and that's about half of the bag. It looks like more than a cup to me, but it's about half the bag. And just gonna get that all mixed in. Start getting a nice toast on them. Now I'm adding in a 12-ounce bag of fresh green beans. Mark chopped the ends off for me while I've been getting the rest of dinner going. And I'm just gonna let this cook. The fish has 14 minutes left. So I'm going to get it nice and mixy. Like, I really like almonds. Like, look at how much, that's actually probably more than I've ever added before. That's a lot of almonds. I think I typically have a little bit of a bigger bag, a 16-ounce bag of green beans, but that's okay. I love them. And sometimes the kids will just pick out the almonds and eat the almonds. You know, green vegetables are not always a favorite for some children, but I love this side dish. It's so good. Okay, I'm gonna turn my heat down now to medium-low, and I'm just going to let this cook, stirring occasionally while the fish finishes up, and then we'll plate our dinner. Okay, our dinner spread. Here's my plate. I need to call everybody else down. I made a comment. I was like, dang, I wish we had some tartar sauce. That's just not something we keep on hand. And when we do buy it, it expires because we only have fish so often. And Mark like quickly looked up how to make homemade tartar sauce. We had everything on hand, and he whipped up some tartar sauce. So now I'm gonna have to like make sure we eat the rest of the fish in our freezer so we can use this. But he's going to screenshot the recipe, whatever, and send it to me, and I'll have it in the description box. So you guys, if you want to make your own tartar sauce, I haven't tried it yet. He did. He said it was a little bit more mayo-y. Is that what you said? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit more mayo-y. We are using light mayo though, so it may taste a little better with regular mayo. So anyway, this is what is for dinner tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.